What is going on, everybody? It's your man Micah, back with Versatile Plays, back with another video, back here to finally give my thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, they finally dropped the first 2 episodes. That was Friday. Today's Tuesday, which means I'm recording this literally the night before episode 3 drops. So I definitely want to hurry up and get these first impressions out. This will drop on Wednesday, and then I'll probably drop my episode 3 thoughts on Thursday as well. So that's the timeline for the next couple of videos. But what about the consistency on this channel first? Being able to drop content fairly often now. Let me know if you guys appreciate seeing videos and content coming from this channel, both in regards to reactions and thoughts on TV shows and video games coming up, as well as the streaming in regards to Marvel's Avengers and the attempts with Horizon Forbidden West, of course, and hopefully more games down the line. Let me know down in the comment section below. But now, nonetheless, the dark side is unnecessary with Reva. We're just gonna jump straight into it. It's been a week now, basically, so spoilers throughout this, of course. Reva is entirely unnecessary, and I would say in good ways and in bad. Like, the pain points with her are borderline necessary, but not necessarily needed in the way we're getting it. Now, Moses is doing a good job acting. It had nothing to do with her acting per se. It's what they want to do with Reva, at least in the beginning of the TV show. Remember, we're already 33% through the show, right? 6 episodes, we've gotten 2. So we've already finished one little mini arc or plot point within the TV show. And it's not faring well for Reva, not just for me, but clearly it's almost unanimous that not a lot of people are feeling Reva. The dysfunction among the Inquisitors is also a part of that, because you got Sung Kang or Han from Fast and the Furious playing the 5th brother. You got the other Inquisitor who's been very quiet otherwise. Reva stabs the Grand Inquisitor. Now, according to his species, he has 2 stomachs, so he's probably gonna survive, because we know he's also in Rebels. So that was an unnecessary moment there, and it was like, what? So when we think about what's going on with Reva, and I have many thoughts outside, I'm just tackling the elephant in the room, if you will. Reva is doing too much. Yes, it's kind of nice to see, like, in a way, it's like she's trying to prove herself, along with trying to win favor over maybe with Vader, as opposed to just getting along with the crew that she's just not vibing with. She had one unnecessarily, like, backflip into a front flip somersault on the skyscrapers when she was, climbing on top of the buildings. But outside of that, I liked her action in terms of parkour and climbing buildings and whatnot. Her ability to mind probe was cool. I don't have necessarily a problem with that. I wonder if the Grand Inquisitor was kind of hinting towards her abilities, which is the reason why she's part of the Inquisitor, group in the first place. Her aggression and anger seems to be because of what she could have or potentially had seen at the Jedi Temple. Now, that's one of the things I really liked about the show, was how they opened up with another just sad, just very heart-wrenching scene with the Jedi Temple being ravaged by the troopers and just straight up executing the Jedi. She could have seen that, and of course is responding in this way, and or was taken in as a result of her abilities, which we may or may not get to see later throughout the show. Maybe that's what's feeding her. In a way, I see a small level of duality between Reva and Anakin Skywalker when it comes to their ability, when it comes to their choosing sides of the Force, right? Anakin's duality was, of course, light and dark, and he really joined the dark just so he could save Padme, and he knew that about himself. And that's why the Vader suit and the way it's constructed, Palpatine needs tools to keep feeding Anakin's rage and anger. So he struggles with completely giving into the dark side as well as the light side. And then you have Reva, who is trying really hard with the dark side, but may not actually be all that dark. So that's the small level of duality I see between Reva and Anakin. But that being said, I hope that she gets better, or there is a level of subverting expectations later in the show where maybe she does end up joining the light side, and or maybe she sacrifices herself for Obi-Wan or something like that, or Leia or Luke. That would be interesting to see there. I just think for her as an actress, what Moses should have did was actually use the source material in Star Wars, in the Clone Wars, specifically the Rebels series, and really learned about this role that she's about to take, because it's very rare that someone can just take a role, know absolutely nothing about anything, and then just come in and completely just destroy it. It had nothing to do with their acting per se, but it's the direction they take. And if she used that source material, I think, to her advantage in studying that, I think she could have offered valuable input into the trajectory and development of Reva. So that's where I'm a little bit divided with Reva. And it's kind of, she is annoying, and you can see they're even annoyed. But then, to one guy's point, his name is Josh. He's on Nerd Theory with Star Wars Theory. I like what he said too. The writing for the rest of the Inquisitors are a pain point from the perspective of purposely trying to point Reva out, like raise her up and make her the focal point. And, you know, with the Inquisitors, they should be kind of dangerous along the lines of Reva's actions and decision making, but they're not. They're just like, oh, just listen. And I understand, I mean, there is order there, and they ultimately have to deal with Big Daddy, you know what I'm saying, Darth Vader, who looks like he will be appearing in the next episode, because the way episode 2 ended, they showed Vader outside of his suit, basically just his head. And so that was interesting, and I like that we're gonna get to see more of that. And it was also good to see more about the Jedi Temple, because that's something that we've always wanted to see, was more insight into that day, that moment the Order 66 was executed. So it was good to see that moment. It was good to see Vader outside the suit, and we're gonna get more of that, of course, going forward. Interesting that Obi-Wan didn't know for over a decade that Anakin was dead. I almost feel like it could have been trauma for him, more so than him not knowing. But just like with the MCU, they kind of curtail, if not retcon, they kind of canonize what they want to for the story they're trying to develop, and most of the time they hit the nail on the head. I believe in the comics, Obi-Wan didn't know for a couple years or a few years that Anakin was actually alive before, you know, he found out, and it, you know, it was a gut wrench. So I'm wondering if that's what they did here with him not finding out, or really being taken aback with Reva's exposure of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker's existence, and really them being one and the same. So, and for her to know that too is interesting, because not a lot of people know who Vader is. So does she know because she was at the temple? Was she told? Is her ability to mind probe so sharp and clean that it even escaped Vader's notice? Because to Star Wars Theory's point, there's only a couple people that really know who Vader is. That's Tarkin, and one more person that I can't think of right now, but Tarkin is definitely one of them that knows who Vader is, and he's still alive. So yeah, not a lot of people get to tell the tale that they know who Vader is. So for Reva to know, maybe she's actually sent by Vader directly to look for Obi-Wan. That's why she's so gung-ho on it and is ignoring the Grand Inquisitor. That's interesting. I do like the different kind of stylistic choices they made with the end of episode 2, with Reva's more, kind of haunting, I won't say horror, but suspenseful search of Obi-Wan, right before he escapes. So I like that vibe with it. There's gonna be different pieces of genre that's gonna start getting pulled into Star Wars and Marvel, and I think it's gonna be a good job. We're gonna have to do a better job of embracing change from that perspective. Not everything's gonna just be like this in the world of Star Wars. We have to appreciate that there's gonna be some difference, some stylistic choices that we're not used to that actually may work. And being so rigid in embracing that change is not going to do well for us as fans when it comes to Star Wars, thriving on Disney Plus, basically. So I do like that end of episode 2. Episode 2 was shorter than episode 1. Both episodes had an entirely unnecessary chase scene with Princess Leia, little kid Princess Leia, who, by the way, they picked the perfect actress, kid actress, and she's acting so well and like Princess Leia. But those two chase scenes should not have even existed. And if you wanted to, she could have acted like they could have acted like she got away and then just straight up nabbed her up, and that was that. But instead, we had to do this. It was so bad. It reminded me of Disney, like a straight up Disney show. Obi-Wan cutting himself off from the Force makes sense because of what's going on with Order 66, the Jedi being hunted, to not be found and be sensed by other Jedi, which include this Palpatine, Vader, and the Inquisitors or dark side Jedi. He had to cut himself off from the Force, so that makes sense to me. And to watch him have to re-kick that engine and save Princess Leia was actually pretty interesting. So I did like that, and watching it struggle. And I'm guessing, unlike what happened to Luke, who may have cut himself off for a long period of time and then overly exerted himself in episode 8. Say what you want about the sequels. Obi-Wan, I don't believe is going to have that same struggle when it comes to using the Force, and to what degree he uses it, because we know he's going to have to channel the Force if there is a big Vader Obi-Wan fight. So I'm hyped up and excited for that. Anything else? I like Obi-Wan's where he's at. Like he's just like a depressed individual. And would you not be, being a Jedi who's hunted and you can't do nothing about it? You can't use your powers. He even had another Jedi run up on him like, "Yeah, I don't know who you are. Hey, come on, let's do something about this." And he's like, "Man, if you don't go bury your lightsaber and go hide." And unfortunately for that poor young Jedi, he got found and they used him as an example and hung him in the streets. So Obi-Wan, seeing all this happen, cutting up meat for his little, basically Star Wars version of a camel, well, I like that. I like that look. I like that we've gotten 3 different scenes basically, with Tatooine, with Alderaan, and then the new place that was in episode 2. That was cool. And to see the breadth of an actual galaxy start coming alive, in these different projects that they have going on, is also good, but not always tied to like 1 or 2 sand planets. So overall, I think the show right now is decent to good, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching the next episode. I like the recap they gave us with episodes 1, 2, and 3, basically leading us up to where Obi-Wan's at now. And I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in the next episode. I have a feeling it's going to focus on Reva, Grand Inquisitor, and Darth Vader. I hope it actually does, because it kind of makes sense now, given 2 episodes about Obi-Wan and Princess Leia, and the Uncle Owen, who is definitely not having it with Obi-Wan training Luke right now, but still protected him. I like that, and his acting was Joel Edgerton, great acting by him as well. I like that. Now it's time to focus on the bad guys, and I think we're gonna get that play with in the next episode, given what happened in episode 2 with Reva stabbing Grand Inquisitor, Darth Vader being revealed. I'm looking forward to episode 3 for sure, and I'm hoping it's longer, like episode 1, closer to that 50-55 minute mark, or even an hour. Because when you consider the fact that it's 6 episodes and we've got about an hour and a half worth of content out of it, it should be lengthy to really give us a scope into what's going on with Obi-Wan during this time. So let me know down in the comment section below you guys' thoughts about what's going on in this world of Star Wars, Obi-Wan. What did you guys think about Star Wars Celebration Day? Did you get to see, if not my videos on Andor and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, did you guys get to see those trailers and react to them? Or you looking forward to more Star Wars content? Let me know down in the comment section below. This is coming next year, baby. But again, as always, you guys haven't already, make sure you like the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so that way you know my videos on my live streams. That way you can sit back, chill, see what's cracking. With your man Micah signing out. And until the next video or live stream, wait for it and keep it gaming.